plant the seed for a lifetime of imagination. The Daddy Bag of Books is available at daddyandcompany.com.
Welcome to My Life as a Dad. Today's guest is John Ondrasik. Do you find that you come across any situations where you're reminded of your dad and maybe how you were raised and how he taught you? Because it wasn't in the technology world, but
right.
It's applicable today still. Do you find any similarities of like, I'm acting like my dad, or I'm bringing back into the family what I did then?
Well, I think the issues are the same. I just think there's more opportunity. Look, bullying everybody talks about, right? Mm-hmm. We were bullied as kids, right? My dad had to talk to me when kids were bullying me, but I think with technology today, it's easier to be bad, you know? It's also, there's wonderful things about technology too. It's easier to talk to daddy when he's on the road 3,000 miles away than see his face, right? So it's like anything. But yeah, I think the conversations are the same, but it just happens much younger now. Mm-hmm. You know, for me, the conversations I'm having with my 12-year-old, I remember my dad having with me when I was 16, 17, 18 years old. And I think that's just the world we live in.
That's the difference.
You know, it's funny, I have a lot of people who have influenced my life. And I know people probably say that a lot on the show, but my dad is the man. And he's unique. He's kind of a saint, and I long ago gave up trying to be him. But he's a wonderful man. He was the best man at my wedding, and to this day he's my best advisor, and I try to emulate what he did. He instilled a sense of work ethic in his kids. He's a great example, but more than anything, he loved his children. You know, fatherhood is so crucial, and that's why I love that you guys are doing this show. I truly believe in the culture today, you know, fatherhood, or the lack of it, is probably the most crucial issue facing America's youth, and the issue least addressed. And we have to change that, whether it's through shows like this, where there's politicians speaking out, whether it's artists, people who write songs, talking about it. You know, for every one song that talks about being a dad and how important it is, there's 1,000 talking about the denigration of women. Right. That's the culture we live in. And as dads, that's what we have to face, because that's what our kids are listening to. We have to counter that.
As a musician and an artist, have you had those conversations directly with your kids? I mean, have you sat down and talked to them and said, listen to what they're saying in the song, to listen to the lyrics? And
it's so odd, at being the songwriter rock guy, to sit down and say, this is why you can't listen to Eminem, and have them come back and say, well, I don't listen to that part, I just like it. I understood that. I had those conversations on the flip side when I was 20.
Right.
You know, listening to heavy metal, Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, right? Oh, you can't listen to that music, are you crazy?
Yeah. That's my parents. They're like, no.
But then you go back and you look at those songs, and they are so tame.
Right.
To what kids are listening to today. Our kids would be bored with that stuff.
Right.
So I think you have to have an open line of communication. And I saw with my son, him change when he was listening to a lot of that music. I wasn't aware as much as I should have been. I had to sit down and listen to some of these songs and go, wow, I had no idea. It was a failing on my part, and I had to apologize to him. I said, look, I'm sorry. I should have been more aware of what you're listening to. And I know you think it's fine, and I know all your friends listen to it, everybody does it, and you're the only one in the world that cannot listen to those songs as a 12-year-old boy, Eminem stuff. And I understand he's a very talented guy and a smart guy, and he does have positive messages. But certain songs will change your behavior, and it did. And when he kind of stopped listening to that stuff, I said, please listen to Queen. Here's some Queen. Listen to the Beatles.
Put it on the 8-track and put it in the car.
Yeah, listen to the Beatles. You never have to listen to Daddy the rest of your life.
My life as a dad.
Any man can be a father,
but it takes someone special to be the daddy.
Please join us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. If you have a favorite celebrity or athlete dad that you'd like to see on the show, please give us a comment below. Sponsored by Daddy & Company, the perfect gifts for dad. Get 15% off your next purchase at daddyandcompany.com using promo code MLAAD15.